morning children. Welcome to all in your English class. I hope all of you are fit, fine and healthy at your home. My name is Manorama. I am your English teacher. Today I am going to teach you chapter 6 in your English course book. What is the title of the chapter? The title of the chapter is The Great Escape. So all of you take out your English course book. Before reading and explaining the chapter, I would like to tell you about the characters in this story. This story is about 4 friends. Do you know, children, who were the 4 friends? Yes, Dorothy, a young girl, the cowardly lion, the tin woodman and the scarecrow. In this story, we will see that all the 4 were together. When they faced a hurdle, they worked together so that they could overcome the problem they faced. Each one's strength and ability was used correctly. In this story, we will learn that by staying united and working together, we can overcome our problems with ease. Now students, I am going to read and explain page number 44, so all of you listen to me carefully. Dorothy, a young girl, gets carried away from her home by a cyclone. What is the meaning of cyclone? It is a noun which means a storm with strong winds. We can also frame a sentence with this word as. The cyclone struck the village last night. She reaches the magical land of Oz where she meets the cowardly lion, the tin woodman and the scarecrow. What is the meaning of cowardly? It is an adjective which means a person behaves in cowardly way when they are afraid of doing something in a difficult situation. We can also frame a sentence with this word as. The soldiers fought cowardly. Dorothy wishes to go back home. The lion wants courage. The tin woodman wants a hut and the scarecrow wants a plane. They decide to travel to the Emerald City to meet the great wizard of Oz and ask for his help. What is the meaning of wizard? It is a noun which means a man who has a magical power. We can also make a sentence with this word as. The wizard turned to look at him. Along the way, they meet strange new people and have many different adventures. Dorothy got carried away from her home by a cyclone. She met the lion, the tin woodman and the scarecrow in the magical land of Oz. All the 4 wanted to meet the wizard of Oz for different reasons. Dorothy wanted to go back home. The tin woodman wanted a hut. The cowardly lion wanted to be more courageous and the scarecrow wanted a prey. Dorothy, the cowardly lion, the tin woodman and the scarecrow were walking through the forest when they saw a ditch before them. What is the meaning of ditch? It is a noun which means a long and narrow hole dug at the side of a field. We can also frame a sentence with this word as. My brother jumped over the ditch. It was a very wide and deep ditch with big pointed rocks at the bottom and steep sides. What is the meaning of steep? It is an adjective which means rising sharply. We can also frame a sentence with this word as. The train started descending at a steep angle. Why was it dangerous for Dorothy and his friends to jump over the ditch? Can you tell me, students? Because the ditch was wide and deep with steep sides. What shall we do? Asked Dorothy sadly. Dorothy asked what they should do. We must try and jump over it, said the scarecrow. The scarecrow told that they must try and jump over the ditch. I think I could jump over it, said the lion after looking at the ditch carefully. The lion told that he thought he could jump over the ditch. Then you can carry us all over on your back, one at a time, said the scarecrow. The scarecrow asked the lion, then he could carry them over on his back, one at a time. I am terribly afraid of falling myself, said the lion. But we must try. What is the meaning of terribly? It is an adverb which means very. We can also frame a sentence with this word as. She was terribly close to me. The lion told that he was terribly afraid of falling himself. I'll go first. If you cannot jump over the ditch and fall, it would not hurt me at all, said the scarecrow. Do you know, children, why was the scarecrow willing to be the first to ride across the ditch? Because the scarecrow said that he would not be hurt in case the lion fell into the ditch, as it was made of straw. Now students, see page number 45. Let's start. The scarecrow sat upon the lion's back. Then with a great spring the lion soared through the air and landed safely on the other side. What is the meaning of spring? It is a verb which means jump. We can also frame a sentence with this word as. The ball springs up high in the air. Next, soared through the air, which means went up high in the air at a great speed. They were all very pleased to see how easily he did it. One by one, the lion carried all of them and landed safely on the other side. Who were pleased? Yes, Dorothy, Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman were pleased. Why were they pleased? Because lion could carry all of them to the other side on his back. After resting for a while, they started walking along the road. Soon they heard strange noises from deep inside the forest. Means after taking rest for some time, they started walking along the road. Soon they heard strange noises from deep inside the forest. The lion whispered, "That must be the Kalida. They live in this part of the country." "What are Kalida?" asked Dorothy. Dorothy was surprised and asked about Kalida. "They are frightening beasts with bodies like bears and heads like tigers," replied the lion, "with long and sharp claws. I am very afraid of the Kalida." The lion replied that they were frightening beasts with bodies like bear and heads like tigers, with long and sharp claws. What is the meaning of beast? It is a noun which means monster. We can also frame a sentence with this word as. The beasts were very close to him now. They came to another ditch across the road, but this one was so broad and deep that the lion knew he could not jump over it. So they sat down to think what they could do. After hearing strange noises from deep inside the forest, they came to another ditch across the road. But the ditch was too wide and too deep. So the lion knew he could not jump over it. Can you tell me, children, why could they not cross the next ditch on the road? Because the ditch was too wide and too deep for the lion to jump across. Now students, turn the page and come to page number 46. Let's start. The scarecrow said, "This tree is very close to the ditch. If the Tin Woodman can chop it down, it will fall to the other side and we can walk over it easily." As we know, the four friends were helpless in crossing the next ditch, as the ditch was too wide and deep. But the scarecrow gave an idea. Do you know, children, what was his idea? Let us see. The scarecrow told that the tree was very close to the ditch. If the Tin Woodman could cut it down, it would fall to the other side and they could use it as a bridge to cross the ditch. "That is a great idea," said the lion. The lion was very much happy to hear the new idea, and the lion told that it was a great idea. One would almost think you had brains instead of straw. How do you know, children? The scarecrow had brains because he was giving all the clever ideas to save them from dangers they faced. The woodman set to work and chopped the tree. Then the lion put his front legs against the tree and pushed it. Slowly the big tree tipped and fell with a crash across the ditch, with its top branches on the other side. What is the meaning of against the tree? It means close to tree or touched the tree. Next, tipped. It is a bhav, which means bent. We can also frame a sentence with this word as he tipped his head in a silent. The woodman started to chop the tree. Then the lion put his front legs close to the tree and pushed it. Slowly the big tree bent and fell with a crash across the ditch, with its top branches on the other side. They had just started to cross the bridge when a sharp growl made them all look up. They saw two great beasts with bodies like bears and heads like tigers running towards them. Means as they started to cross the bridge, they heard a sharp growl, which forced them to look up. They saw two great beasts with bodies like bears and heads like tigers running towards them. What is the meaning of growl? It is a verb which means to make a low, deep and angry sound in throat. We can also frame a sentence with this word as no angry growl was heard. "The Kalida," said the lion, beginning to shake with fear, "stand close behind me. I will fight them as long as I am alive." The lion was extremely afraid of Kalida, but when he saw them running towards them on the bridge, he asked his friend to stand back, and he promised that he would fight the Kalida and protect them as long as he lived. The lion turned to face the Kalida and gave out a loud and terrible roar out of fright. What is the meaning of terrible? Terrible means very unpleasant. We can also frame a sentence with this word as she fainted when she heard the terrible news. Next, out of fright means because of fear. The lion turned to face the Kalida and gave out a loud and terrible roar out of fright. Dorothy screamed and the scarecrow fell over backwards when the lion gave out loud and terrible roar out of fright on seeing the Kalida. The Kalida stopped and looked at the lion in surprise. But seeing they were bigger than him, they rushed forward and began to cross the bridge. The Kalida were surprised to hear the roar and stopped for a moment. But when they realized that they were bigger than the lion, then they started to rush forward. "Hurry up," cried the scarecrow. "Let us cross over." The four of them crossed the bridge as quickly as they could. Once they reached the other side, the scarecrow asked the Tin Woodman to chop away the end of the tree that was on their side of the ditch. Means the scarecrow cried, "Hurry up," to cross over the ditch. The four of them crossed the bridge as quickly as they could. When they reached the other side of the ditch, the scarecrow asked the Tin Woodman to chop away the end of the tree that was on their side, so that the Kalida would fall down in the ditch and not be able to catch them. Quick, cried the scarecrow. The woodman began to use his axe at once. The Kalida had almost crossed the bridge when the tree fell with a crash into the ditch along the beast. The scarecrow cried, "Quick!" and asked the Tin Woodman to chop away the end of the tree which was on their side so that the Kalida could not cross the bridge. The Kalida had almost crossed the bridge, but when the Tin Woodman cut down the tree, the Kalida fell into the ditch with a crash and so could not reach them. Now students, see page number 47. Let's start. "Well," said the lion, drawing a long breath of relief. What is the meaning of drawing a long breath of relief? It means feeling very happy something unpleasant has not happened or has ended. "Those creatures frightened me so badly that my heart is still beating," the lion said, "well," and drew a long breath of relief because the Kalida fell into the ditch when the Tin Woodman cut down the tree trunk bridge with his axe. "Ah," said the Tin Woodman sadly, "I wish I had a heart to beat." The Tin Woodman was sad, and he said that he wished he too had a heart to beat. After then, the four travelers kept walking until they could see a yellow brick road and green meadows on the other side of a broad river. Soon they saw a delightful country before them. So students, this was a story. Can you tell what is the moral of this story? Yes, the moral of the story is to go get what you want, but be ready to face the hurdles that you come across. I hope all of you have understood the story. Thank you. Have a nice day.